There we go. That's that. Start streaming. Yes, I'm about to start my live event. This should mean that we are currently live on YouTube as well as Twitch.
Awesome.
And
I'm pulling up the YouTube chat now.
I've got both, so let's see. I gotta bring this out and over here. And then I'm going to go over here, make you a little bigger. And I am going to say view on, watch on play. Phenomena.
Looks like you got it all figured out.
Told you I would.
Yeah.
Oh, that is like the worst picture ever.
Man, mine's worse. I'm lucky my camera's working, or they'd have to look at mine.
Oh yeah, it could be a hell of a lot worse.
Our glasses, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All
I'm
right.
gonna pull a Howard Stern on this one.
I look like Devo from Next Friday. Jesus Christ.
This is gonna be an awesome show.
Oh, so on
dumb.
Twitter. WTF.
Who's the big? Like, no, trust me, he's quite nice. Don't.
This is a good episode because we've got 3 people that are equally spread out across the country.
Pretty much.
So
I've covered the. I guess I'm covering the East Coast. Chris is covering South. And where are you located, Zach?
Utah.
Oh, West. All right. Covering it, buddy. Nice. I'm actually originally from Detroit, Michigan, so I'm actually a Midwestern boy. I'm not a nigger, but I came here for school and I stayed, unfortunately.
Bad over there, man. I've always wanted to go check out New York.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And from one guy to another, my friend, I'll be honest with you. New York is a great place if you are connected, have money.
Yeah, that's my understanding. That's why I'm not there right now.
if you, it's literally the saying, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. That is true. If you can make it here, you can survive in Afghanistan if need be. Like it's really aggressive, adversarial type of situation over here because the resources are really limited, just cramped in together, kind of like how like Japan is really tightly packed in.
Right.
Yeah, we're basically on top of each other. It's a great place to visit. You see all the sights and Lincoln Center and blah blah blah. But you stay here past 3 weeks, get out of Dodge. You're like, yeah, I want to go home. Nonsense, you know. All it takes to try, somebody pull a gun on you once or twice, and you're like, oh, I'm out.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
That will definitely change your your perception of how nice this. Yeah, I only have credit cards, and you can take them, but I'll probably cancel them by the time you get to a card reader. So, yeah, the guy felt stupid. He's like, "Oh, what a waste of time." I'm gonna pull the gun on me, dude.
Man, if people were smart, they'd say, "Put your hands in the air and give me your cell phone."
Yeah. Exactly. Like, yeah, like I literally had, like, this is what happened. I had my cell phone in my hand. We were out in Brooklyn, not just part of Brooklyn, but in hindsight, at 10 o'clock, we should not have been hanging out over there.
Right.
So that was our fault. This guy pulls up in a car. We're like, okay, ignore him. No one paying attention. And then an AR-15 sticks out of the window. We're like, okay, this is a problem. We thought that it was going to be a drive-by shooting. So, of course, me and my friends, we kind of like did the whole dive from one side to the other.
Right.
And then he's like, no, this is stick up. I'm trying to take all your stuff. Give me chains, watches, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have any of that stuff on me.
Oh, man.
When my friends were like, they had like a Cuban link and like a nice whatever. I was smart. I'm very low key. Like I'm a Gap type of guy. So you're not gonna see like expensive watches and rings on me because I know that guys look for that stuff to rob you for. So I'm just standing there looking at my friends, giving them this stuff, and I'm like, this is such bullshit. And the guy was like, oh, I'm sorry. You have an opinion in this matter? Da, da, da. I'm like, dude, just because you have a gun doesn't mean I'm gonna take this. This is bull crap, man. Like, really, dude? Like, you see us hanging rob us? You're an asshole. And the dude pointed a gun in my face and he's like, look, like, I don't see you give me a like, hey, let me see the wallet. Da, da, da. I'm like, hey, yo, you could take my wallet, man. All it has is credit cards. I don't have that stuff is gonna get canceled. I make a phone call to my credit card company, they're gonna cancel that stuff, and they're probably gonna track your dumb ass down because you're stupid. So then my friends were just like, "Hey man, don't piss him off." Da, da, da. I'm like, "No, man, I'm tired of this nonsense. Like they pull this crap all the time, and like why don't you rob people that aren't in your neighborhood or don't rob anybody at all because you're an idiot." Like, and the guy was getting whatever, and then the other guy that was with him who was driving was just like, yo, hard, don't leave this guy, it's not worth it, da da da. So they made off with my friend's jewelry, which in hindsight most of that stuff was fake. They were too stupid to realize that. Like, so we were just looking at each other like, well, that was an interesting experience. And my friends were like, you could have gotten shot. I'm like, dude, is this the first time they've pulled guns on us before? No.
Rough in those streets.
Then we,
Yeah,
if it's happened once, there's a very, very high probability that it's going to happen again, whether or not isn't your fault.
exactly. Zach understands. Like, it's just, you know what? Usually I'll just be like, all right, guys, do what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. Because, these guys, they're itchy trigger fingers. They don't go to the shooting range. I mean, like,
No.
I don't even think that idiot, like, the guy 15 pointing, and his friend who actually got out of the car, which didn't make any sense to me. The guy who was driving, who was sitting in the driver's seat, had the bigger gun. He had the rifle.
Right.
But the guy who got out of the car, a Glock 17, just to rob us. So I'm like, wouldn't you let the guy that doesn't have to hold on to the steering wheel hold on to the rifle? That doesn't make any sense, even from just like a common sense standpoint. Like, to drive and hold on to a rifle at the same time, like, wouldn't
It's
you?
not a good tactical approach
No, not by any
for
stretch of
anybody
the
that knew what they were
imagination.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the type of mindset. Like these are just stupid thug wannabes, and I'm like pointing at me. I'm like, dude, he's like, you sure the safety's not on? And he lifted his hand for a second. I'm like, and then he looked at me, and I'm like, see, and I'm like, see, like this is what I'm talking about. If he has to check to see if the safety's on, he's clearly not fired this gun anytime soon. My friends, I'm like, stop pissing him off. You're gonna shoot us. I'm like,
Oh,
this
it's
guy's
like,
a clown, man. Like,
man, y'all remember that episode of The Sopranos in like maybe the one of the last seasons, I think, where they had Christopher was holding up a tanker truck with these two guys, and they were rookies and shit, and they
Oh,
they were holding the
yeah.
guns like this. They're like, no, man, hold it straight.
yeah,
Well,
like
you see the MythBusters show do that, where they're both of them are holding the gun out to the side, and like, this is very inaccurate.
Yeah.
yes,
Don't get me wrong. Does it look threatening? Yeah, you got a
Yes.
gun pointed at your face.
Looks like I'm pointing a gun at you, and I give no fucks. That's
Pretty
pretty
much.
dangerous.
yeah, and you can blame Hollywood for that. Like, actually, they say that holding the gun to the side, if you're not ready for the, say, if it's like a heavy caliber weapon,
Right.
that can snap your wrist, dude.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Like that is just like when I see stuff like that, I'm like, you've never been to the range. Now mind you, I don't, but my uncles and family members, they go to the range all the time. So I've been around every weapon that has known to man. Like if it fires bullets, I've probably seen it. I've probably held it at one time when I was younger. So guys just like, oh, I got a Glock, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, you carry it like that, and the safety's
Ooh.
off, you lose your nuts. So
Yeah.
it is.
That's like,
Yeah.
woohoo,
Yep.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and you know what? It's just, guys, it's just dumb people trying to make up for something that they lack by causing other people problems. A lot of times they don't need to do it because
You
if
know, I was a little bit worried when they came out with the open carry law in Mississippi, and that happened. Shit, it was like maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. And
yeah,
man, you walk in the gas station, like everybody's got a gun, like in plain sight.
But
It's yeah.
sometimes it's, the people that use it the right way and
Well, the
this,
ones that
that, and
have
the
a
other.
license to do that, gonna be crazy most of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other people out there that are these dumb schmucks that are, 18,
Right.
19 years old that are
Yep.
allowed to go and get one, and
Yep.
they just want to carry it just to carry it,
Right. Which, I mean,
yeah,
I understand it's cool to exercise your right or whatever, but you need to
yeah,
know
rights.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a firearm,
Yeah,
and it's important. It's a safety issue.
For everybody involved,
yeah,
and,
and
it's like, and here's a segue for you. And,
Okay.
you'd expect, sometimes shit to go down when, the release of video games comes out.
Oh yes, yes
Because
indeed.
I mean, you've got these high games that are coming out for consoles that people are waiting in line for, and oh my God, you're the 60th person in line, but they only have 50 games,
Bloodshed.
pretty much.
you're a target right there. Yeah,
Blood.
Either the
I mean,
store is the
like if
target, or one of the other 59 people that have gotten or were able to pick up the game,
Mhm.
they're going to become the
yeah,
target now too. And
yeah,
especially since they just released that Fallout 4 is
Mhm.
coming out here in the
Oh,
near future.
it's gonna be a
oh,
mob massacre. Retail stores. Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Like if you're not picking that stuff off Steam, or if there's
yeah.
probably gonna be a console port version or whatever.
Right.
I
Like
am
we're smart. We're
guaranteed.
gonna be picking that shit up digitally
Yeah,
because we
I
know better.
guarantee you, guys. I guarantee you that there will be some type or some type of shooting where they literally just like
Dude,
kill somebody over that stuff. It happened with the PlayStation lost. It happened with Xbox One. It happened with the iPad. Remember that there was those
uh,
kids that got like robbed and shot in New Jersey
Oh
because
dude,
they
yeah.
had the
do y'all
yeah like
remember when Call of
this happened.
Duty Black Ops 2 came out and someone robbed a truck that was full of the
Exactly,
games?
exactly,
Like,
Mhm.
holy
exactly. Yeah.
crap.
Oh yeah, I'll stick to Steam. Thank you very much. If I get that, yeah, that's fine. I don't. No one's gonna hold me at gunpoint in the comfort of my own home or in Starbucks. Thank you very much.
Yep,
Like,
that's
come
right.
Yeah, because nobody's really gonna know what. Oh, he's just checking Steam. Da, 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 da,
Yeah,
da. And 90% of the people that walk into the places like Starbucks or the coffee shops aren't even gonna know what the hell Steam is.
that's right.
You see the most times people in Starbucks are either on their phones or
They're on their eye
iPads.
something.
They're on their
Yep,
iDevices,
eye something.
reading a book, or you've got the people that are in there, checking emails, doing work shit, but
yeah,
and they have no idea what Steam is. So
yeah,
you have a better chance of being safer with doing something like that on in Starbucks than you do going to game store like that.
yeah.
Yep.
Because they what's the word? They case GameStop. Like a robber would case a house before they rob it. They wait for you and they walk past it a couple times. I'm like, okay. He doesn't look like he's with his parent. He looks like he went there by himself. Oh, he just picked up a PlayStation 4. We are going to rob him as soon as he gets out of sight. And it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, I just spent all my allowance to buy this console or game, whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
these hoods just say, hand over your stuff, whatever you have in your hand or your life. Okay, I'll take my life, please. Yeah, take it, bad man. Go away now. Like, I'm all about digital. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing like Black Friday and whatnot. A lot of
Oh,
places, yeah, Black Friday is
Yeah,
another
buddy.
one of those big ones where, you know, game
People
released,
die.
game released, console just released, and here's the mad rush at Best Buy, Walmart, Circuit City, whatever, you know, whatever electronics superstore you've got in your area. And people get
Mhm.
trampled, you know, end up in the hospital, and they're not able to get the gift for their child or for themselves because of sheer stupidity. I
Yeah,
mean,
like it's dumb. It's really dumb.
Yep.
it's like
It's
that.
like
It's like
the
that
people
one
that do
video.
that.
It's like the one video on when Black Friday happened this past year, 2014. You know, you saw the Target video where the security cam footage where they just bum rushed the door, tackled the guard, and I think he wound up in the hospital.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, there was a Walmart in Long Island, and some Walmart employees literally got stomped to within an inch of their life.
I heard
Not
about that.
intentionally, they just trampled.
They got
And
caught
these
in the
big
crowd wave.
dudes.
Yep.
Holy crap! It was crazy.
Yep. And then you've got the mom that wants to get this one gift for their child, and then wants the same gift for
By
her child,
means
and then
necessary.
Oh
and then
man,
it's like,
watch two soccer moms fight over 400 thread count sheets.
oh yeah.
Oh my god, man, it's brutal.
Oh God, it's better than any WrestleMania. Like,
Dude,
jeez,
it's brutal.
it's gonna
There
be
was
like,
blood.
oh,
There was blood and cleanup. It was bad.
Let me
like
guess,
Ric
you were the
Flair
one doing the
versus
cleanup.
Oh hell no! I was the one watching it and going, "Damn, we need somebody to clean this up."
And why didn't you film it and put it on YouTube? You could have gotten,
Oh man,
hits.
it would have been great. I know, and I saw that, but I have to keep my job. Sorry.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
It's like you
I would love to.
supposed to be helping, Chris.
And I'm surprised other people didn't.
Oh yeah.
Like 300 people right there.
And they're all probably standing
And I
around in a
haven't
circle
seen the
yelling,
video.
"Fight, fight,
Yep.
fight, fight."
That's pretty much how it goes, man.
Like, hey, look, remember, guys, the first rule of Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And when
Oh.
two soccer moms start fighting about 400 thread count
Yep.
Egyptian cotton sheets,
Yep.
give the woman what she freaking wants.
Well, we did, but in one thing. So that's what happened. And then there was two guys fighting over trampolines outside. That was even worse. I'm not even gonna talk about that. Yeah, that one wasn't good. But
No.
anyway, Fallout 4 is going to be awesome. I can't wait to play it, and I want a Core i7.
Did you see the tweet that they sent out for the release of it?
Yes, and I actually watched the when it happened. Actually, I was lucky enough to be awake at that time.
I was at work, so I couldn't, but I got the tweet, once they, announced it all, and it was just the image of the
it was like a
please
little
stand
slideshow
by.
countdown. Yep.
Yeah.
It
That
was like a countdown type. Yeah.
That was the only thing in the tweet.
Yep.
That was it.
I saw that right after I got off work at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and it said starts in 2 hours. And just left it up on a tab, and then eventually I remembered to go check it out, and I caught it on time.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't anything special. Fallout 4 is coming. I'm happy about it. The trailer didn't. Well, the teaser didn't show us anything.
Oh.
Don't
Here's
take
my question.
any of it seriously.
Here's my question, and tell me if you guys are noticing that.
Okay.
When they release games, and I'm not just talking about Fallout.
Right.
Remember when trailers, you could actually pick stuff out of trailers and teasers and like, oh, that's gonna be in a game. That's gonna be in a game.
And it never
Now
is.
it's just like, okay, that looks great, but I'm pretty sure half of that stuff is not gonna be in a game.
You know what I've got? You know what I gathered from the Fallout 4 trailer? This is what I'll tell you for sure is going to be in that game from my predictions. All right. It's going to be DirectX 11 12 compatible. Don't know about that one yet. It's going to run very smooth at 60 frames a second. I'm sure we'll get at least 60 frames a second. And the audio quality is going to be really good. Now, we already know the Fallout series has awesome gameplay. So I would imagine that about 90% of it's in there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think, you know,
I don't think they'd mess with the formula. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I
Yeah.
think they introduced the trailer in the smart way by not teasing people, being like, this is probably what it's going to look like. and
And let the room
Yep.
fanboys just
And
go
then
off and generate their own
if-
press.
Right.
Brilliant.
What if, when it launches, it looks way better than what we saw on the teaser? It could,
Yeah.
because the teaser did not look that great.
Look, if it looks that and it runs smoothly, people are gonna eat it up. Like, I mean, we've been waiting for Fallout for a while.
That quality was bad, man. I'm pretty sure the game's gonna look better than that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
it was
for
not
sure.
impressive. Yeah.
I just don't want a Witcher 3 situation. It's like, wait, I saw in the trailer where you could touch
Witcher did it. Yeah,
footprints.
they did it.
It was like,
So
you can't touch footprints. Well, you can, but you don't really touch anything like the trailer. I'm like, well, it's a trailer, dude. Like, come on, dude. You really think it's gonna look like that?
I don't ever take trailers seriously anymore. It's, you know, I'm pretty much over it because they show you the trailer. Watch Dogs, that was the main one, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The first time I saw the Watch Dogs trailer, I was like, holy crap, if that's even somewhat of a possibility, I'm in. Started
Exactly.
my computer up more. and then it came out, and I was like, I'm getting 50 frames a second on Ultra, and everything looks choppy. What the fuck? And then the worst mod made its appearance, and I put it on, fixed it.
Or Assassin's Creed Unity is like,
I didn't even buy it.
Glitchy glitch. Hey, great game, but glitchy glitch. And
so was Flag and 3.
Yeah. Or is it just me that all of those games basically have the same type of idea? There's some type of tower, and once you get to that tower, it opens up more of the map.
Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Grid. Even the racing game has the same attributes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's like something is like, they have to know that this game came from us. Yeah. No.
How about do it with your art style instead of your formatting?
Just exactly. Like, oh, I gotta unlock this tower to get to this area. This reminds me of a couple of games. Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
Craziness with games, man.
Mm-hmm. That's an understatement.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna get crazier. Segue for the 980 Ti. Holy balls! I have to talk about that card at least a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Hey, and the floor is yours. Go for it, man.
All right, I'm gonna be really quick. It's my turn to have the floor. Everyone else has already posted their reviews and all that. This is what all that plus what I've read. This is what I've come up with. I want that card. The price is good and the performance is good, and it doesn't consume a whole shitload of power. I think that is the gaming card right now. Now that could change when the 390X launches, but for right now, this is what it is. And I want it because I can't wait for the 390X to come out.
And
same thing
all the
other
not
CPUs.
Yeah.
Right. I've spent a good bit of time with all of my AMD parts, and I love them very much. Right now, there is no AMD option that will give me a huge upgrade. If there was, I would take it.
And speaking of graphics cards, here's another segue for you.
All right.
Chris Dude is a little bitch and bought the upgraded reference card of the 680, and guess whose machine runs Witcher 3 better?
Oh my god.
That
wasn't even a segue. That's just bragging. That's no segue.
This guy who's got 2 thumbs, graphics card, and runs Witcher 3 better. This cat right here.
Look, the 680 is an awesome card, man. I never talk shit. Why are you doing this to me, man? I never talk bad about your graphics.
Real.
You're the one that brought up, oh, I hate you. You're a son of a bitch. You're an asshole. You could play Witcher 3 better than me. I don't have
you can
that.
play. No, you can play it at playable settings, and I cannot.
And I can stream it.
Right, and stream it.
At the same time, with the same quality.
For the record, people, I'm not the asshole.
Are the asshole. You.
Right?
You.
No.
Oh, that's fun. You guys,
You
made me
started
laugh.
this. You
Needed
started
that.
this.
Oh man.
Matt started it. I saw.
Oh man, that's funny. Man, that's funny. But that's the thing. Like, if you guys are having trouble, they're fairly decent. Like, so where is the bottleneck then? Like, how are people claiming that these really tiny APUs can stream just as well as the big boys?
They
That
can't.
make
They
any
can't.
sense to me? No.
I'm sorry. They can't.
The only way they might even be able
It'll
to
lower
do
resolution.
that is lower the resolution. Two is they're running the hybrid crossfire.
Right.
That's
But
the
even
only
that,
that's the only way they can even get even
that's even
remotely
possible.
close.
Yeah. Be 30 frames if you're lucky. Maybe.
If you're lucky. Now I'm running on older hardware, older than, Chris is.
For the most part. Yeah, it technically is older than my hardware. That's correct.
I have
He
a
bought price awesome performance, and I bought price for pretty good performance.
I've got a
At the
37
time.
I've got an i7 3770K overclocked at 4.6. I've got 16 gigs of DDR, and
What's it clocked at?
that's at
I mean, rough estimation. Doesn't have to be
I
exact.
think it's at 1600,
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But then I've got GTX 680 for the win 4 gig.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's
It's doing
overclocked enough to be able to run the game without overheating itself.
Keep in mind, he's got 4 gigs of video RAM and a 256 memory bus, just like I do. Same architecture. But where he's got me beat is was made to be faster than what my card was made to be. It was, even though it was like 2 years ago.
But still, the thing of it is that card is the same as yours.
It is, but for some reason,
for all intents and purposes, your card is exactly identical to mine. I don't understand why yours is so different and being so weird.
Because it'll run. I don't run The Witcher 3 for shit, but I can run like anything else and get pretty much 90 frames on high to ultra. Pretty much at 2560 by 1080.
I guess you're getting the curse, eh?
Might be.
The
Might
curse
be.
of the Kepler. Look, hey,
Might be, man.
Kepler did its thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, don't sleep on Kepler GPUs. Like, they did its thing. They did their thing. But I don't know. There's something very weird about that model of cards.
You know what the most interesting thing is about this conversation?
What?
I'm getting all new hardware, so none of this crap even matters.
You know what would be the absolute most hilarious thing is if he got all this brand new hardware and then all of a sudden it took a dump on him, or didn't do anywhere near as good as what it should be.
No, it'll do every bit of what it should do. Promise you that.
No. You're putting like bad tech juju out there, Zach. No.
He's trying to curse me. You hear this, man?
I don't need to curse you. You're already cursed.
He wants me to fail even harder. What's wrong with him?
Hell is real.
All right, man.
That's I think once you get that new stuff, you are gonna be let's go, bam, let's go, let's run everything, bam, 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 bam.
I'm gonna be a lot more motivated because when I first built this setup and was running 4 screens off of it, when I first started my YouTube channel, I had no fucking problems doing anything.
You should have left it alone.
I did. I didn't change anything. All I did was put a cooler on it. That's it.
And that actually should just.
I didn't change anything.
The headroom that you can
running same OS, same software, everything. Now it's not working.
Shame on you.
You know what?
So
Time. I mean, hey, it's just like the Rocky movie. He dies. Like sometimes it's time to go on to the next step.
that's where I'm at.
Granted,
Oh, yeah.
a 3770K. Hey, look,
That thing's
that is
fast.
old architecture, but it on the
You can
3770K. That hey, look, that chip did its thing. Okay,
dude
like
that
that's a legit
that
chip.
chip can play 4K games. If it's got
Exactly.
the graphics card up, it can play 4K
Sleep
games.
on that. Like that's I mean, still has a 3770K that I know on Twitter. I think
Blind Run has one, I think.
yeah.
Sure.
X,
Ellis has one, but I don't want to say their name. But we know who they are.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah, we don't want to say their name, but we know who they are.
Yeah.
And that person is with it.
Yeah. Oh man,
Crazy.
that's funny.
Oh yeah. NDAs.
Yeah. The flame wars have been just like unreal.
I'm just
like,
sitting back. You know what? I love my brands. You know what brands I like? I like Polo and Nike. I mean,
yeah, it's like it.
but I'm not going to argue with someone over the internet about it.
Like, are you gonna spend their money for them?
A logical,
No.
technical discussion is one thing. That would be awesome. But
Would you?
just straight up, just not fuck you because you're the other thing. Nah, I'm
Yeah. It's stupid. Like, I mean, I've seen some stuff, and I'm like, hold on. The internet is forever. Whatever you write, whatever you post, stays there. It goes off to some random server, and it's compiled, and it stays there forever. So you have to be very careful what you put online.
It's
You're
always
really
there.
gonna write that on Twitter, like really, so everyone can see that. I'm like, why would you say that? That's so not cool.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't agree with you,
Well,
and he has different brands. Like you see Mercedes and Lexus going at each other. Like you
right.
see Nike and Adidas like having flame wars. No, they're too
Well,
busy
hey,
making money. Like, come on,
check
dude.
it out. Say that these certain people that have said some rather bad things about the competition publicly.
Yeah.
Let's just say on Twitter, for instance.
Yeah.
What if lose their job and had to go apply at another company, and that company decided to do a background check on them? What does that do for your future in the tech world?
Oh,
You
yeah.
you are so right. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna cut you off, but let me a quick
Go
story that actually adds to what you just said. Okay, so this is how important like your what do you call it? Your internet persona is, because now I'm finding that companies, and who's he's a hiring manager, so when he interviews people, he basically teaches people how to interview and what they need to say at interviews. And he's saying that, like, look, they will, if you have Facebook, if you have Twitter, if you have any type of
They
presence
will
on,
find it.
depending on what you say, they will backtrack and go through your whole catalog. So if you said some questionable stuff and they're like, oh, you're
Let's
great
go
for this
check it out.
company, we like your experience and you're a perfect fit. But on July da 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 da, you said that da 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 da, and you stomped on the American flag and lit it on fire.
Right.
Explain that. You're gonna be like, oh,
Can't say I didn't do it.
yeah. I was like,
And
I was a wannabe college activist and I was an idiot. Like, no,
what
no,
you
no, no. no.
the
Yeah,
only thing you can chalk it up to is youthful mis, but that only goes so far.
exactly. And they're like, well, you know what? Clearly, you didn't have enough judgment to know that you don't post, and you crazy person. And then they're gonna be like, next candidate, and toss your resume in the, like, people don't understand. Like, you cannot be that aggressive about stuff. Like, I've only had one altercation verbally with somebody online because he said some really negative stuff. So I fired back a few curse words, which I don't normally use because it's the internet.
Go
Be.
for it.
But I've never actually had to scream at anybody or anything like that. I'm like, look, life is too short for you to be doing that nonsense. Let's agree. You can say what you want to say, and I will say what I want to say. I'll hear what you got to say. You don't want to hear me. That is fine. There's a lot of people on Twitter that I'm willing to have conversations with. I don't need to be friends or have conversations with you. It is okay. Don't get worked just because you and I don't see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone is for everyone. And people just get mad. They're like, oh, well, he doesn't. I'm like, why are you so constipated? Like,
It's pretty bad. It's last time I checked, this is the land of the free, and freedom of
homeless
speech is a
slave.
thing.
Exactly.
And so use it, but keep in mind that everyone doesn't have the same opinion you.
And they're not supposed to.
It
Right,
doesn't-
Zach?
Right.
You agree with this,
Oh,
right?
that's
They're not
exactly right.
supposed
It doesn't mean that they need to bash other people for their opinions.
to. Exactly.
It does not make anything right. All it does is create a mess.
It's one thing to bash somebody about their opinion in a joking manner, just the way Chris and I do all the time. But when it comes down to it, we're both individual people. We both have our own opinion. Yeah, I may
This is well thought out.
I may harp on him for some of the decisions and choices in hardware that he makes. 970.
Well, I'll be getting the last laugh. Don't worry.
And yeah, wait till I do an upgrade on mine. Then we'll see who's laughing.
Well, while you're trying to put all the money into the 3D printer to get it to print flat, I'll be rocking like the Haswell like streaming rig, and like the Xeon main rig.
Uh-huh.
Scope. Oh man.
This is
He
good
already
shit.
has dark glasses on too, right? Thug life.
My ass. He lives in
I am
Mississippi.
smart.
There is no thug life out there.
Oh, you don't think so? Well, my friend, next time you're in the neighborhood, I'll take you down to Shady Grove. You can see for yourself.
The fact that place is called Shady Grove, I don't even want to have it is. You
really don't.
It's called Shady Grove. That's the original name. All right, I'm out. Bye. That's fine. Is there a place not called Shady anything? I'll hang out there.
To tell you this way, guys, tech is my hobby. I have a lot of other experience too.
What?
Hey,
Walmart?
Look, life is about being well-rounded.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Just, you have to, that's another thing. Sometimes you just have to remind somebody that, like, hey, look, I'm a nice guy until you make me not
the until.
Nice.
Yep.
That goes true with just about anybody. It's me, for instance. You start talking about my family and shit like that.
Oh yeah, you never do that.
Oh,
all bets are off. You've opened a can of worms that you can't put the lid.
Yeah. And whatever happens after that, that's on them. Like you open that Pandora's box, especially talking about family or children or whatever. Like, I mean, like, no. That's where the line gets drawn, man.
Now, there is one exception to the rule. Yo mama jokes are okay as long as both parties have consent.
I was going to say, those are timeless. Because there's mutual respect. It's like, your mom's so old she took her driver's test on a dinosaur. That's funny. That's funny. And you guys like actually met your mom. You're fine. Like, like it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, but if it's some malicious stuff like, you should have gotten a coat hanger and aborted you or something, like, oh my god, dude, why would you say that to me? You're awful. Like, Jesus. Why would you come up?
Oh yeah, and then it's like, just say, you're not friends with somebody for X reason or whatever, and you're in class, and all of a sudden like, oh, he cheated on that test, he's a cheater, and then the kid goes back and says, no, your mom cheated, that's why you look like a plumber, shit like that.
Oh, burn.
Burn is real. Third-degree burns. We're gonna have to call the paramedics for that. Yes, I'd like to report a fire. Yes, the third-degree burns. Yes, third-degree burns. I'm reporting a fire.
This show just went all over the place.
I know, right? Sorry, guys, my brain goes different places.
No,
Hey,
this is
that's
how
what.
we run it, man.
Yeah, this is pretty much how we run it every week,
Yep.
or try to do it
Oh,
every week.
Yep.
hey, look, if I can make this a regular thing. If you guys are willing to have me, I appreciate it, man. If I can make it, I'll definitely do it because this is fun, man. Like like I said, my brain goes different places. Sometimes it doesn't tell me until it gets there. It's like, hey, Albuquerque, catch up, buddy. Like, all right, cool, brain. That's cool. How did you get there? I don't know, but yeah, that's just kind of how I roll. But yeah, you guys are cool. Totally cool. No ego, none of that red versus green nonsense.
The
I
only
can't
the
deal
only
with
the
it.
only the only time we have red versus green is during Christmas, and that's to fight
Pretty
whichever,
much.
and
Yeah.
that's to fight which color goes on the house.
Yep.
And
That's
that's the
it.
favorite time of the year because I'm a Christmas Eve baby. So like that is literally my month.
That
I,
was a good save there, man.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm literally the half show for Jesus. Yeah, that's how I like to
Awesome.
see it.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, on the halftime show. I'm you two and the Rolling Stones for
Oh
Jesus.
man.
Oh, too good, too good. But yeah, you should be able to laugh at yourself and to have fun with the people that you respect, and even the people that you don't respect. Here's an
Oh,
idea.
really have some fun with them.
Yeah, yeah, just like you can. Everyone has the creativity. I know everyone is born with the creativity to say some stuff to really get on somebody's nerves without saying some stuff to get on their nerves. You understand what I'm saying? Like super duper personal. No, you could take some topical comedy and still get your point across that like that guy's a cornball, but I'm not gonna lower myself to get in the gutter, call him a cornball. Like whatever he does, people will see his corniness. You know what I'm saying? Personally, you don't have to get rude. You don't have to get like dig into somebody's past, or maybe they told you something personal before when you're friends and now you're just gonna put them on. But like that type of stuff, I'm like, no, man, that is less about that person and says more about the type of person you are. Like,
hmm
like it just everyone should be cool. I mean, we're not like I said, we're not gonna all disagree. We can disagree in a civil matter. We can have discussions. We're the higher primates. We're the top dogs on this planet for a reason. Hell, we created iPhones. Like you telling me we conversation without it getting like uh Roman times, like fighting against barbarians all of a sudden. Because lately on Twitter, it's been like that. You guys have seen it. It's been ridiculous. I'm like, guys, it's online. You're looking a little crazy right now. It's like, oh, stay out of this. You don't know, blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine with me. But you guys look a little weird.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's just how I see it. It's everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and you don't necessarily have to follow through with what the other person is saying, but at least the courtesy to hear them out. There have been so many times when someone has tweeted something that I don't necessarily agree with, but then they tweet follow-up information, and then it it sparks me to read up on that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I just today
Yeah, and
didn't
then
put
and then you understand where the person's coming from and this,
it
that, and the other. You know, the
out, man.
military is the same way. You know, you may not. Okay, you're working in the military. You're working with your supervisor, whoever that's higher up above you in rank, and you may not agree with what they want. But
Yeah,
to that end, you may not respect the person, but you have to respect the rank that the person is because they've earned it. They've been in. They may know what they're talking about. Just because you don't like the person doesn't mean that, they're always
yeah. And you're not gonna like everyone that you work with. You
no.
can't. Like, there's too many people on the planet, and we're all different people. But you have to respect the rank, and you have to respect the orders. Like, you may not like your orders or the people that are like Captain whatever is an asshole, blah 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 blah. I know this type of thinking because I have a lot of friends that are army brats,
Yeah.
and they've traveled, and I've heard all the stories, their parents not liking their COs and all this other stuff. And it's just like, look, at the end of the day, you have orders too. You have a duty. You're per your rank, or a private, you're given an order by your commanding officer, your superior officer. You have to order because that is coming from somebody else.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
for
like the chief
sure.
command. And if you do not follow chain of command, you're insubordinate. And an insubordinate soldier is a soldier that nobody wants. Kind of like that in life as well. Like I think if you are not willing to follow instructions on what is given to you, you may not agree with it, but you know in your heart of hearts that, like, hey, look, you may not like who you're working with. The end result is getting the job done, and then you can figure out personal and interpersonal relationships after. Then just get the job done, and then like bitching and moaning trying to get this stuff done. Excuse my French, but that is just, it's just counterproductive, and it just makes it really miserable. I found that out the hard way. My former job, which I'm no longer with as of Friday, but like I had to just get the job done. I had to put away my personal issues with these backstabbing souls and just be like, what is my end goal? I need to get such done by the end of the week. I get it done, and then whatever drama, whatever political office politics is going on, yeah, I'm independent. I'm Ralph Nader. Don't like, and then I just ignore it and I go back to my desk. Like a lot of people aren't willing to do that. It was like, oh, he said this about me and that. I'm like, that's cool, but did you get your job done? When you get your there's this thing called for a lot of places, and Chris probably knows about this. Like at the end of the month or every, like a review,
Yeah.
and they review your work or whatever. Like
They
when they
don't
do
call
that,
it that. They call it an interview or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I, at the every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or at the end of the month, it's like a review, and like your supervisor or a couple supervisors will review what you've gotten done and how well you've done it. You really
Right.
think you can get away with an excuse saying like, oh well, I couldn't get my work done because I don't like Janice in accounting, or I don't like that new cashier.
Well,
They're
let me
gonna be
ask
like,
you this: is your
what?
review based on like either it's yes or no, or is it based 0 to 100% of how much you did complete? How would you say
Well,
it's rated?
at my old job, it was 0 to 100% of what you completed
Okay,
and
that's
what
how mine is.
said
Yeah.
about you. You know, like well, he got this done and he met the deadline and da da da, and he answered my questions and da 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 and da da da. And that's great if you're just talking to them on an email. But if other people are copied on the email and they decide to just go, uh, excuse me, sir, let me just deal with this, and like, hey,
Yeah,
can't say it
it's
on email.
same
Whatever
thing I
personal.
deal with, man. You know, I'm one person. I have like 13 bosses, and 7 of the 13 I never see because they don't work the same shift. I have a say so in my evaluation somehow.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
So
And
that's how it
and a
goes.
lot of times when it boils down to it and your job and performance, you could be a stellar freaking person, stellar worker, do everything as good as this person, or better. But, the day that you come in and just life has happened to you, your dog died, your cat got run over by a
Right.
car and then got shot in the face, you're tough day,
unfortunately.
and then all of a sudden you do something and shit goes downhill from there at work. People are going to remember that and say,
Yep.
this is what this guy is known for.
Yep. They never. It's horrible.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
matter
Yep.
how much good you do at your
Yep.
job,
they
you'll
remember the bad.
oh yeah.
Yeah. The bad goes on paper. Good never goes on paper. Bad
Yeah,
does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I knows what he's talking about. Like they definitely remember the bad. Oh boy, you get marked for life with that nonsense. I'm like, hey, it was just one mistake. and it just outweighs all the good work you've done. Like, I don't understand that. It's weird human nature.
And
Being an
Everyone
adult,
the shitty side to the other side of that coin is you could have somebody that's gone in there, broken stuff, stolen stuff, but he's the one that gets promoted. But you could one shitty day, you both have
Yep.
been there for the same amount of time. You're both, the same level, this, that, and the other.
right.
He's the one that is the massive screw up. You screw up once out of all of these times that you've been in at work, and he's the one that gets promoted. That's the shit that bothers me.
Yeah, that's I deal with that on a daily basis. I can honestly say that. Yeah. I agree with you.
It's crazy.
Yep, that's how it works, though. Every place you work at, someone has to make money, or you wouldn't be working there.
This is true. And if somebody didn't have the balls to, step up and say, "Hey, this is the company that I want to build," other, shit like Walmart, Target, Starbucks, all of these other places wouldn't be in business for if somebody didn't have the balls and say, "Hey, I want people like coffee. I'm going to make this, massive chain coffee that brews what you want when you want it, and off you go."
No compromises. Yep.
Too bad shit's not like that in the tech world.
It would be nice.
It would be,
but none of us would make it big if it was like that. Everyone would be on the same level.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in capitalism. Hate me or love me for it. I think that if you have a dream, you should be able to fulfill it.
Mind you, bear in mind,
within reasonable means. Let me clarify that too.
Yeah. A lot of people confuse that with like that. I'm not picking on the United States. I love the United States. It's awesome.
No, it really is. Yeah.
If you lived in other countries, you realize how good America has it. And you've kept it going for a very long time. Just trust me. Don't pay attention to Fox News.
Okay. Well, be careful on the politics.
Yeah, no, I'm just okay. That's what I mean. But what I'm saying is, I say that to say this. Like, what was I saying? And I just lost my train of thought. Damn it. Oh wait, I remember. I'm sorry. I remember. Okay. Do not confuse that with life being, because life unfortunately is not necessarily fair.
Nah.
You
best way to do it's know somebody that's up there. That's how you do it.
I'm trying to say, yeah, like it's not fair. Like, I'm not saying that like, oh, you can't go out there and do your stuff. You can, compared to the next guy. He may have an easier time of going out to do his stuff than you do, and him doing his stuff may actually block you from doing anything you want to do. Keep that in mind.
And a lot of that's true with YouTube and Twitch, because of all the games that are out there. Somebody who's two people that are just starting out have the same game and are able to play it at the same level.
Right.
One person,
same quality and all that.
Yeah, everything, hardware and for all intents of, let's say.
Okay, we'll say hardware.
Say hardware and hardware, time they start, and things like that are all identical. Same game, same everything. One has a better way of interacting with nobody around. Say I'm streaming by myself and Chris is streaming by himself. I may have a better time at, just making shit up on the fly and talking to absolutely nobody in the room when Chris isn't. Just because we're the same, have the same stuff, play the same game, I'll be the one that gets all the views. He's the one that's, oh god, this sucks, I don't want to do it anymore.
I don't know about that.
Fox with a 420 no scope. Keep blazing.
There's another side to that too. When I'm the one that does have the viewers, I'm doing everything to keep them in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all kinds of different ways to look at it.
I hate to bring it up. I hate to break it up, but I'm gonna have to bring this up since we have this forum. So I hope everyone is ready because
Yeah,
I know you. Here it is. What is your thoughts on the whole thermal fake stealing designs, fractal designs? I know it's a stupid topic to bring up because it
no,
really
it's
doesn't.
not. It's a good
But
topic, actually.
I'm just gonna put it out there and let's discuss this because I know everyone has different opinions on this thing, and and there's been a flame war with that as well between the Jay's 2 cents and Tech Significate and this and
I've
I
thought
don't know.
about it very long. You put any thought into it yet?
It's a scary subject.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
very scary
ready.
subject because you've got two companies that are building something for a consumer.
Yep,
If you've got a company of 4 people that is
yep,
building this design,
hmm
and somebody from, say, you know, has a
yeah,
very similar product that you never
yep,
heard about, they've got all the leverage because they're the bigger company.
yep.
You
With the
know,
R&D and the pricing and the marketing. Yep,
hmm
gotcha. Yep,
That's one good way to look at it.
it's
yeah.
scary to
And
think
Case
Yeah.
that
is small. Like
you've
I think they're a smaller company than Puget. You know, like they're tiny. So yeah,
yeah,
Well,
one
but
let's
second.
say, all right, let's say Zach starts streaming on Twitch and he's got this really awesome overlay. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's a really awesome overlay. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, but make the pixel refresh rate different so
Mhm.
that no one can say that.
Mhm.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I understand that they have the money and they can do it, but that's a bitch move.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's straight up a bitch move any way you look at it. Like, you have to know what the competition is offering. You have to know it's your job.
Yeah.
Sorry, all companies out there, it's your job. So you
Yeah.
don't get sued. You know someone's looking into it. Well,
Oh
if
yeah.
somebody found a loophole in something or
Yeah.
another, that's what happened. But I
Yeah.
still say it's a bitch move any way you look at it. That's my two
And
cents.
and the whole story, 2 cents is funny. And the whole story, like with Rob, the fact that his last name is Rob is
Right?
hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
The
is kind
fact
of
that
funny
he
actually.
actually, like Thermal Take actually bought cases
Yep.
for to review, and they actually
Right.
and I
I
granted
think
it's hearsay evidence,
if all,
but
I think it's totally pathetic. I think it's
hey,
completely pathetic that if that
and
is
the
true.
receipts are real. The
Yep.
receipts are real. Like Thermal Take did buy cases, so it looks
Yeah.
circumstantial evidence a little shady. What I'm saying is like it gets a little stagnant. Like people are going to be afraid to innovate if there's this one company that is stealing everybody's stuff. And granted, people, oh well, if you want better quality, then you're just going to buy case labs. It's not going to matter. No, no, no. It does matter because a small outlet like case labs doesn't need that type of pressure.
Well,
If
there,
uh
you're
if Thermal
absolutely right. There needs to be laws in place.
yeah, if Thermaltake comes a cheaper case that is kind of like the average consumer is not going to care about case lab having to pay their employees or having their kids go to college or
Right.
daycare, any of that stuff. They're going to be like, well, Thermaltake has a king case
Right.
that is a hell of a lot cheaper.
It's
And
Rolex versus Folex.
exactly, and no
hmm
one's gonna know. They're like, well, I'm gonna get the cheaper case. I'm not gonna spend it on case lab. It looks almost the same. No one's.
Yep.
And you don't think about Case Lab like that company is a small company, dad and the son and a small group of employees. That's a very small shop. Like, why would you do that? Any type that goes against them, like that affects their family, that affects their family's family, like they do that business to put food on the table, and they had a dream to put out that type of quality of cases that we haven't seen. Like they broke them all with that stuff. Like Mountain Mob is the only one that actually did that, and their cases are like hit or miss. Case
yeah.
Labs is legit. So I think that was not cool, and they know the reputation in the Thermal Take knows what's going down. game long enough. They're a big enough company to be just blatantly doing stuff like that. And with the fractal design thing, they're like, oh, well, the insides are different. When you go to the store, right, guys? When you go to the store, you look at the front first, right? You look at the outside first before you look into a case, right? You look, oh man,
always
that looks like a odd, like, oh wow, that looks like a fractal design. And then the salesperson goes, actually, no, not. It's a thermal take F51, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. That's probably $10 cheaper. Oh, it looks
then,
exactly like an R5.
then you
You
see
know what?
Josh in the background throw his AR-15.
It's like he's like, don't let me ride out on you boys. Like, and when he and Jay were talking about it, it's like he said, I've heard imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I guess I'm flattered, but like if you think about it, fractal designs cases, the outside, like when you see a fractal design case, that clean Scandinavian holistic design,
Yes. Yes. All the
yes.
adjectives.
that's their trade. their their awesomeness. That's like Chicago having Michael Jordan for those years. Like
Right.
that's what Chicago Bulls was known for. If they cloned Michael Jordan, put him on another team, you clone Michael Jordan. Why would you do that? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's not like the outside of the fractal design cases have something that's all super flashy and they got LED lights and like, oh, we're so much different than da da da. If Thermal Take copies the outside of, and then like let's say they price it like maybe $10 or $20 less than what Fractal is selling their case for, people are gonna be fooled. A lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
don't know what the difference between the inside and the, it's an EA ATX case compared to Fractal's ATX case. But if you look at the workmanship on the Fractal case, it's significantly better. Unless you're going to see people bringing back, like, well, I cut my finger on the edge of the case. Because I'm hearing like the internals of the thermal take cases are just like not so much. Like there's
Oh
they
no.
corners, it's Chinese manufacturing. Not to throw that out there, but it's like a little, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But the inside brings you to it. It's like what was it, the Camaro and the Mustang? Like, really, dude? Come
Mm-hmm.
on.
I guess
You look
that
at
maybe where you're making so much money as a company, pride just doesn't matter. I
yeah,
guess at some point, once you're making that exact amount that you need to make, doesn't matter. We'll rip off the other guy's design.
exactly.
It's
And
horrible.
thing that I want to bring up, and I want your opinions on this because you know, like I've been thinking for a little bit. There was a video of Thermal Take, Shannon Robb showing off all their new stuff at Computex. I'm like, all right, fine. I watched it, whatever. I watched it a second. And you know what struck me, which was weird? With all of this stuff going on, even though Case Lab even put out a statement saying that this is bullshit, how could they do that? This is not how you do business, foul, blah, blah, blah. Shannon Robb in that video and a statement after that on behalf of Thermaltake said that, oh, we are pleased to provide you to bring to the market our original designs. I literally fell out of my chair. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
shame. Like, would you, wow, you are, oh my God, you put babies in blenders, dude. Like, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
He literally has no soul. Like, why would you do that? From a professional standpoint, because he's supposed to be their chief case designer. Dude, no. If you're gonna steal, like, be cool about it, but don't be like, oh well, this is ours. Oh, it's not, man. Like, that's what really killed me. I'm like, I can't work with somebody like that. That's just not bueno.
Yeah.
That's really
It's one thing to talk to a company and say, "Hey, I like this design. Can I
yeah.
use this and implement, and change it up a bit and market it this way?" What they did was just flat out wrong.
Yeah.
It's like me taking speakers from Logitech, looking at them and saying, "Huh, I can do this. I've got a 3D printer. I 3D print my
Yeah.
own. I 3D print my own same specs and manufacturers of Logitech, and I use almost identical speakers. I use
Just
almost
use cheaper plastic and charge $20 less. There you go.
exactly. You know, but it's the same thing. And then I say, this is my original design.
Yeah, Zach, you hit the man. Like, I'm in total agreement with you. Like, it's not cool, and that's not in the tech industry is supposed to go.
No.
And Jay said that he's he spoke to some people, and he wasn't going to name names, but they're pissed off about it too, because they saying their argument is like, Thermaltake should know better. They're not a new company. They should know better. That
That's
this
the
is
other
just
thing. They've been around for over 20 years, I think.
This is burning bridges type. No, you don't do.
Yeah.
You don't steal like that. Like, you can be inspired. Because look, the Case Lab cases, you could say like some of that stuff is inspired by some of the Leanne Lee cases, but inspired, not
Just
stolen, inspired.
Pepsi's inspired by Coca-Cola.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It just really irked me, because I'm like, as a consumer, everyone wants to think about get the most bang for their buck, and money is important, and you want to spend your money.
Fine. Yeah.
But as a consumer, I feel torn, because I'm like, well, you know what? Even though Thermaltake is the worst people right now to me, Case does look pretty, and they do have a few tips and tricks in there that's different from everybody else. I mean, it's a little bit different. I mean, if I didn't know the whole situation and I didn't have any integrity, I could have picked up a cheaper Thermaltake case.
Yeah.
Any of us could if we had. Yeah.
I know, but I'm like,
I would have if I had no prior knowledge. Yeah, I probably would have picked it up.
And that's the problem. Because other people will not about that. They'll be like, well, I don't know the history. It's two companies. The cases look the same. One's cheaper.
Yeah, they could still know the history and not give a fuck. And
exactly.
they still go buy it.
Everyone is looking for the deal. It's like, why is this fractal one so much more expensive when it looks exactly like you think that salesperson's going to say, well, they have different insides? No, he's trying to sell. If he can sell the more expensive one, yeah, but if you're going to buy the cheaper thermal and he can make a sale because he's a salesperson, he'll be like, it's pretty much the same case. That's fine. It's not cool. And Thermaltake is a company to be creative on their own. Like, that's just not cool.
Yeah.
And apparently there's like things that they've borrowed from, and like some of the other stuff, like the fans and the water box, I'm like, well, there's only so many ways you can like skin a cat or make a water block. So I'm not too worried about that. But like, it's like, no, that's not cool.
Yeah, because each time a company comes out with a case, any specific case, it doesn't have to be the biggest, baddest one out there. Every time they come out with a new case or a redesign of an older case, they put some time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into it, and try and make it the best product that they can. Now, to that end, is a patent on it, and say Thermaltake went and bought the patent for it, that's a different story, Yeah. Because you own the rights to it. If Chris goes out and says, this is my pair of headphones, I made these are, top of the line, for what they are, they're the top of the line, can't get. They've got a patent. He put a patent and all that on it, saying that this is my design. These are the best ones. I come along, see it, and buy that patent, own the rights to it. I can change it however I want, or I can, make it the exact same way to the T, and then sell it for $10, $15 cheaper, and everybody will be cool with it.
I just hope Case Lab patented their stuff. Like, it would be silly if they didn't think somebody would try to like move in on their market. Like it is a very niche market. They have a good thing going for themselves because they quality stuff.
Oh
That
yeah.
being said, I would patent the hell out of everything I make right now. Like the pedestal, at least, like the base. I patent that. Everything. Pay the fees. It's fine because thermal beginning. If
Mm-hmm.
people feel that Thermaltake can get away with that, other companies will come out the woodwork and will steal from you. This is not the end of it. I'm telling you,
Oh, I
there's
know
gonna
it's not. Definitely.
you're gonna remember when this first started with Thermaltake, and you're gonna be like, yeah, who? Oh, no one's coming. We all saw this coming.
Oh
Come
yeah. And then it's gonna be like Skull Candy and Sennheiser.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, who's next? Who's next on the list? You know, some company that's trying to get started on Kickstarter, and then Sennheiser goes out and says, "I like this design. I'm going to use it in mine."
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know, there's no limit to the amount of bad shit that can happen just from what's going on right now. It's
yeah,
it's it's scary to think about for people that are, you know, trying to build a startup company for cases, whatever. You know, you've got these bigger companies out there that have the resources and have the ability to fight you and, you know, resue you. It's the same thing that happened with Apple and Samsung when they were going back and
and
forth
it's
resuing
not.
people over
Yep.
Yeah,
stupid shit. Oh, you're
I'm gonna
making
dump
oh
a
you're
truckload
making
of pennies on your lawn.
yeah. Oh, you're going to make your Galaxy S4 like my iPhone 4S. Da 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 da. iPhone killer this. You know, Galaxy killer that. Blah blah blah. You're
It
getting
was
into the same.
bad.
You're getting into the same. You know.
yep. Flame wars, with more with teams of lawyers. Yeah, Samsung and Apple are at it again. Like it hasn't stopped. They just took a rest for a while, but they're resuing each other again over dumb crap.
Hmm.
It's just like it's
You
it's
know what
dumb
I
because
really want to say to all the fanboys out there, whatever team they're on?
yeah.
You have a job to do and do it, but please try to be a fucking adult about it. Can you give us
Yeah.
that?
And that's
YOLO.
and that's what right here, right now. You've got people in companies that are acting like year olds fighting over the Tonka truck
They
in the
really are.
sandbox.
They really fucking
Word.
are, man.
Well,
Word. Amen. Yes.
We're
The
all
floor.
consumers. I mean, we all know what the fuck we want. We know you
hmm
can
Yeah.
make a show all you want, but we still know what we're gonna buy, regardless of
Exactly.
all that crap.
oh
We
And
yeah,
there's
have.
lots of other people out there like us. And
but it's for the people that don't know.
I know
That's
it's
that's
it's
that's
hard
where
when
the
you're not
issue
in the
comes
know.
in. That's where the issue comes in because
Yep.
you know you see these two kids fighting over, you know, the Tonka truck box, and you don't know why they're fighting, but you know something's up. So now the media is involved because you see these two people fighting over this one thing, and
Yeah.
nobody knows why until, you know, they start digging deeper. Oh, and then it becomes a he said she said battle, and walk out on top. Both, one if not both, are going to lose either people or revenue in some way, shape, or form just trying to battle this. And case labs to, you know, go through that. They're
Yeah.
good
They
people.
Or
don't
They're
deserve to. They've been
it's
an awesome company. They
cool.
don't deserve that shit.
they don't.
Not cool.
Yeah.
No. And they're a mom and pop operation, just like Frozen is a mom and pop operation, just like Puget is a mom and pop. Well, mostly mom and pop. These are not big companies. These are
No.
like tiny operation, tiny shop families that are just like, we have a dream, we have an idea. This is the country, best place to do it. Let's bring it to the masses, see if they like it, and then try to make a living out of it. And it worked. The fact that Thermal Take, which uh, I'm actually okay with the trending because it just brings attention to the whole situation. That the fact that this big company out of China just decided to be like, you know what, man, screw you, screw your hard work, screw all the times where lines didn't work, all the revisions, all the late nights, all the man hours, all the missed birthdays and family engagements because you were at the shop trying to get this stuff done, trying to build the ultimate case that you could trademark and make your name off. Screw
Yep.
all of that hard work. We're just gonna come a couple of years after you've gone from the bottom to the top in your little section. Screw all that hard work, and we're just gonna take it from you. Oh, sound right?
Nah, those
That is
big companies, the more money they make, the less they appreciate hard work. That's usually
foul.
how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
It's despicable of it. Like, seriously, there's enough of an economy to have everyone exist and be perfectly fine.
Exactly. And you're telling me that you're that much of a tired company after 20 years that you cannot innovate? Well, if you can't innovate,
man, it's time to fire some people and get some new ringers in there.
You're telling me you can't recruit a bunch of young hot designers for it? Look, I can tell you right now, if Thermal out an ad are like, we're looking for new case designers,
dude, they would be flooded with applications.
Like you can find like 6 off a forum and be like, change this, change that, modders like that. Hell, the modding community can't stand him now. They've totally blacklisted Thermaltake. If Rob was smart, he would have said, okay, I want to make a case lab case, left those guys alone, and he would have brought in guys like and Captain Curry Sauce from Modzu. Should have brought them over, flew them over to wherever, to Thermaltake HQ, have a sit down with them and have a little expo and be like, guys, tell us what would make our cases better than a case lab case. That's what they should have done instead of this.
Or hire them all together to design their new case and actually pay them and work with them. That
Modzu,
too, but
Bill Owen Modzu would have designed a brilliant Thermaltake case, would have knocked their socks off, and Case Lab would be like, oh, I gotta respect that. Hats off to you, because you wouldn't have been a thief. I don't understand, man. Just dumb. Lazy is what it is. It's just lazy.
It's strictly lazy.
Yeah.
It's
hey, man. America.
Shut
America.
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 This is really how things happen.
And that's the shitty thing. That's the shittiest thing is that this is how everything's becoming now. Yeah, this is how it works. But the good part is that you have social media to galvanize people, to get people together, to get that information out there. And it's like, we're not going to tell you how to think about this. This is the sort of evidence. Some of it is hearsay. But as consumers, what does the tech community want to do? Are we going to allow this BS? Or are we going to say, you did wrong? No. In your corner.
Social media is extremely powerful. It is the way of now. That's the only way I can describe it. Social media has become more powerful than any other form of communication.
Oh, by far. By far. I mean, it was long ago where, where texting wasn't even a thing, where, calling people was the only way to get a hold of somebody. And now you can something up and click send and poof,
the whole
off
world
it goes.
sees it.
Yeah. I saw a commercial on TV. I don't know how true it actually is, but it made me think that Facebook, even though you may not be a registered member of it, you're just surfing the web, they know your IP address and they know what you search.
Yep, they do. Because they're allowed to know because of laws.
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and that scares me because that makes you think. If I publish something online, and it's somebody has the ability to take that and either one, slander me for it, or two, take my idea, run with it, and make a shit ton of money.
Right.
Mhm.
It's really all in how it's man. Like back to the other thing. It's all in know people.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to know people. The whole point of doing this whole industry is you've got to network yourself and
Yep.
meet with people because you can't just put your stuff out there anymore. Make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you can put yourself and your stuff out there all you want, but one, are you going to have enough of a backing when shit like this happens? Which
Right.
thank to God, Case Labs does.
Yeah.
You know, because they,
Yeah.
the
They can
people
hold
like,
their own if they have to. Yeah.
because of all the social media support
Yep.
that they've got.
And the modding community supports them wholeheartedly, and those guys are.
Oh yeah,
Oh, they don't. Yeah, they don't dick around.
and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you and I both know, and well, you guys and I know that for a fact that Linus, Barnacles, Jay's 2 cents, all of these guys out there know know the guys over at Case Labs on a personal level. And
Yeah.
you look and see how many subscribers and how many people these guys reach on a daily, weekly basis. You've
Yeah.
got the backing of, millions of people.
Those
Just
three guys probably have like 60-70% of that whole market
easily.
and their viewership. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. Two, I really hope to God that the guys over at Case Labs are going to do this the right way, and I hope that to God that they come out with everything intact and not lose their business over something like this, because that would to say the least.
I mean, that the best way to hurt, well, I wouldn't say hurt, but to at least let Thermal Take know that they messed up and we won't stand for it. You gotta hit them where they notice it most, in the wallet. When you see stuff, people just not touching your stuff because they know you did wrong. Yeah. The only problem is that there's a certain community that it is in the know, that understands what went down. A lot of the average kid who wants a nice looking case that looks like the R5 that his friend has, but he can't afford an R5, he's gonna get a thermal take case.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't
Because
fault them for that.
you cannot fault him for that, because hey, yo, he what? How many lawns did he have to cut? Wait, do kids cut lawns anymore for money? What for money anymore? Legally, I mean.
Legally, there's all kinds of things they can do now.
Yeah, like
honestly,
like, I mean, he
they
did
go fix
a
their
double
neighbor's
shift.
computer for $5.
Yeah, like he did a double shift at the movie theater or whatever. Like, however he got his money, this kid goes into a Micro Center or a Best Buy or wherever you can get a case like that. Most likely a Micro Center, because they keep a lot of cases.
Mhm.
Both of them are just going to be like, well, Jimmy in my fifth period chemistry class is raving about pictures of, and he posted forums, and I want to be popular like him with his souped up R5 and this and that and blah blah blah. But I can get this thermal take case at R5, and with the money that I save,
Put better
I
parts
can,
in.
yeah, I can get better parts and put LED lights on it and make it look like Tron. Da 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 da. I mean, it sounds childish, but that's what a kid is thinking. Is like, I want to be like everybody else, and I also want to have the best stuff that I can pay for and still play games with my friends and be social and be able to put up pictures on PC Part Picker and have people, oh, nice rig, man. Oh, thanks, man. I really worked hard on it. Da da da. You go, Billy. Like, people don't think about that stuff, but it will happen.
Oh
And the
yeah.
R5 sit there and, why is our sales taking a hit? I mean, I thought they loved us. They do love you. They undercut you by $30, and your case basically looks the same. What's gonna happen then? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Fractal will be okay, but it's like that's really you go after Fractal of all cases. Like,
Well, because they have really sexy ass cases.
This is
yeah,
true.
so yeah, it's really
They're
that
like the
yeah.
perfect target to go after because their shit is done and
And it's
refined. It works.
interesting. It's really blown me away from like the Fine S. You want to talk about a company that actually listened to the forums, that actually listened to what we wanted and we suggested, and say, you know what, we're gonna release a case of all your suggestions. That's what the Define S was for. And
Mhm.
it blew me away. I'm like, okay, they into the whole removing the trays, like they're just not having full water cooling support. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. I wasn't expecting them to really release a case like that. That is genius. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's the way, like what Zach said. It's the way things are done now. I don't know.
And that's the scary. This is the way things are done now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's time to learn and adapt.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're just gonna have to like really produce something that is like beyond amazing. That is like, I got a patent on everything. Don't even look over here,
Man,
Shannon.
I've got an idea for something that Google will beg me for, and I'm working on it.
If you
Get a
say
patent, man.
if you say another Google Glass thing, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Man, you really think that's what I'm getting at?
Yes.
No, no, it's something way more simple that already exists. The problem is they haven't thought to blend it all together. That's where I come in.
Well, who's to say
Well,
they
They
been
it
doing
might be
that?
in development. It might
bring
be in
it.
development. There's no
Yeah.
telling. I have some
Yeah.
ideas.
Like Fractal Josh said something in one of his streams that really stuck with me. A case when it comes to market. A lot of consumers don't realize the R&D that went into, like, people have been working on this and putting together a case or that for months in advance. So it's basically a race to come to market first. So I mean, Google may have the two things separate, but I'm pretty sure, Chris, and hey, keep in mind that somebody's like, you know what, how do we put these together and make profit off it?
Well,
Because it's all good to
Google
have,
Google
but
already put the two things together to make profit, and Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. All right.
oh,
Well, there's another part of that. Amazon owns Twitch, right?
yeah,
Okay. What happens when you put all three of those? What do you get?
a margarita.
More or less? That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Keeping it close to your chest. All right.
I'm not
That's just,
saying shit.
hey, you don't want someone to steal your thermal take on you, buddy. Don't
No
let them
one,
do that.
no one's gonna steal my idea till I have it patented on a piece of paper.
Exactly. Exactly. Get that patent. So even if they want to build it for you, be like, yeah, that's cool. You can build it for me. Get
I'll give you
royalty.
one more hint. It's nothing to build. It's all software.
Oh, okay.
There's
Hey, well,
there's your other
you're
hint.
gonna get that patent money. You're gonna get that royalty.
Yep.
Oh
It's
yeah.
stuff that they already have. They just have to integrate it.
Yeah, and sometimes that's harder than the R&D itself. You've got so much time and effort placed in producing product and doing all the research behind it to bring it is, and then all of a sudden you forgot the biggest part. How the hell do I get this out to people? Is what's the best way to do it? Should I run social media? Should I
Yes.
put flyers in the newspaper? Should I just put it on every shelf and hope for the best? And
Do everything you can.
yeah, but a lot of takes money, time and money, and some companies don't have that. the smaller, mom and pop shops may not necessarily have that. So they rely on, the people like you, me, the reviewers out, even the other reviewers out there for, their honest opinion. And once, the people start seeing, hey, these guys know what the hell they're doing. These guys are the ones to, everybody else, and then, they put and, everybody starts getting this product. And then the shitty thing is somebody can come along right behind it and take that right out from under them and say, "Yep, here, here, here's this product," and
Unless you've hired a lawyer, like Sweet Doom just mentioned in the
Yeah, I
chat.
was just about to say,
And,
Sweet Doom just brought up an important point that
I know him personally, and he knows his legal stuff. Just to let y'all know.
that's the thing,
No.
But the shitty thing about getting a lawyer is, I'm a company that has 10 people in it. We work
Right,
every
that's hard.
day, and produce a quality product that people enjoy and that people buy on a regular basis. People are constantly flooding our inbox with orders.
Right.
And then, somebody else, your next door neighbor has 400 people working for him. And he has a design that is almost identical to yours. Who the hell do you think is going to win?
Right.
I'm gonna go with a football team of lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's 400 people in it, and that's going to put to shame anybody that tries to go up against him. And then you're going to get into a suing battle, and nobody's going to win unless you've
He's
got
gonna,
the to pay for everything.
and these small companies don't have the money to fight people in court, like litigation for years upon years. Like that will make you bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep.
Not happening. Not happening. A Case Labs doesn't have. No, they don't.
They have enough money to go to court with the person that took their design and saying, hey, is slandering their name on the internet, showing that this is what I think of Case Lab. I just bought this to destroy it. But yet, then again, they also have to, because did they buy them? Did they buy it? If they bought it, the hell they want to the case. But if they
Yep.
got it as like a review sample or some shit like that and said, I got this as a review. I hate this freaking case. This case is fucking stupid. Let's when I load this full of 20 pounds worth of tannerite, take it out to the range and blow the shit out of it.
Yeah.
That's actually
Like,
really fun to do. A what?
wait, what was? Oh man, he's a YouTuber. What's the guy that he shoots guns? He pretends to be Russian. What's the name of that guy?
FPS Russia.
Oh, FPS Russia. Yes, it's exactly something you do. It's like, I do not like Case. I'm going to blow right and shoddy. Let's go. Oh man, that guy's awesome. In my awful.
He's pretty damn entertaining.
Yes, he is. Yes, he has a good. He definitely knows how to keep his viewers going.
Yes, that's for sure.
Well, he fucking went through McDonald's in a tank.
No,
No,
he went.
friggin' awesome.
He went.
Or through the drive-through.
He went through. He went to White Castle in a tank.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I just know of him going through White Castle in a tank. But yeah, it's like I bought a cell. I bought a cell phone. I may or may not like this phone. It does what I need it to do. Could I reverse engineer this and make same product for less? Maybe, possibly, if sources, but it is what it is. Apple's is what it is.
Yeah,
it really is.
They're in litigations, always constantly fighting over. He said, "This is my product, not your product. Why are you making your stuff like mine?" And that's
and tiny things too.
Yeah, and that's where these guys are at right now in their battle. And I just want to see a good company go to waste over something completely and utterly stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd hate for Case Labs to have to cut back or whatever, to can't make orders, or because I've heard stories from Jay and other people that like these people work really, really hard just to keep up with their orders. Really tiny shop. People don't understand how tiny their shop is. Like, this is long nights, way into the morning to make sure that stuff gets out on time. They're time for a big company or anybody to be messing with their hustle. Like, that's just not cool. That's picking on the little guy. And look, you know, the PC community, we don't like when the little guy gets messed with. We
Yeah,
don't
because
like
Yep.
it
you'd
whatsoever.
be surprised at what the offer.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly. Like, I love the underdog story. That's why a lot of people are rooting for AMD, even though, you know, we make the jokes about the heat and all the other stuff. We're
I'm rooting
rooting
for
for
them.
them.
I hope AMD becomes the company that I knew like 10 years ago that was like, Intel can't touch them.
Yeah, like,
I hope they become that again.
you know what it is? For us, and I say this on Twitter all the time, competition between AMD and the Intels and the Nvidias and the whoever is the consumer.
It's good for all of
Because if
us.
you
We
have,
all win.
yeah, if you
yes,
have one game
Yeah.
in town, antitrust laws be damned, they're going to be able to charge whatever they want. They're going to be able to gimp the card and be like, well, what, are you going to go to the red team?
Very true, man.
Have more of the market share than they'll ever have. That's why I want to knock it out the park with the 390 and with the XT, just to at least give that option a fair in the Nvidia that, like, okay, like the next, like Pascal needs to bring it. The next card release, you need to still be bringing it. And so far, Nvidia has been like, you want to throw a punch? We'll throw two back at you. Like,
Nvidia's just been a solid contender overall.
oh
You
yeah.
know,
exactly.
they haven't
It's,
really like
But
we're the ones
and you know,
that,
the competition like that pushes these companies to better themselves and to make a
yeah,
better and
exactly.
and that's good. You know, it would be competition for, you know, Case Labs and Fractal Design for them. You know, if that, hey, we took this idea and was inspired by you guys, and, you know, actually had an open line of communication saying, you know, this is where you guys took your case, this is the level that we're taking your case, you're essentially for. And, you know, that can go back and forth, battle. Now Case Labs comes out with a brand new better one, and that shoots them through the roof in consumer, you know, praise.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
but you need to have that open line of communication,
That
otherwise it's gonna turn ugly, which it is and has.
can't just steal stuff. Back wholeheartedly, man. Exactly. On the same page, dude. Definitely.
It's here's a good one. E-cigarettes is a perfect example for this. I have a 3D printer. I can make my own. I know what parts need to go in it. I know exactly how to do it. I can
Wait,
go.
seriously?
Yes,
yeah. Oh, you
seriously.
didn't know that, Matt? Oh yeah,
I didn't know.
that's some.
Well, I know he had a 3D. You could actually make one of those. Like, it's that simple.
It is that
Ooh.
simple.
It's yeah, it can be done.
It can be done, and it's that simple. I can take. I okay. This filament right here has carbon fiber mixed in with it. I can go ahead and print out a mod, an e-cigarette mod that has carbon fiber in it, and market it and say carbon, you know, not say that there's plastic, market it saying this is a carbon fiber e-cigarette mod for $80. When you go on
Mm-hmm.
and look at the price of carbon fiber, that's pretty expensive depending on
Yeah.
what you're trying to do. Oh, by
Mm-hmm.
the way, you know, I've got this, that, and the other, you know, custom. I can put your name in it and all that, and I can go out and sell it, you know, to companies and whatnot, saying, here is my product. Da 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 da. Now somebody else come along and say, You stole that design, that box mod, which is just a normal box, that's
Mm-hmm.
an electrical box for $2,
Mm.
essentially the same thing, and I can get my ass handed to me because I took the dimensions and all of that, made it look almost identical now,
Yeah,
and I get hemmed up over it because company out there has made their name making these mods this way forever. I'm screwed.
exactly. Yeah.
I am exactly screwed.
You've been court battles for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
And I've got no way, you know. I may have the 3D models to show that I designed it. I didn't get it from anything. But
Mm-hmm.
it's all who's got the biggest balls, and the
Lawyers go a long way.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't have the money to pony up for that lawyer, you're fucked. Any way you look at it. And my wife,
That
Yep.
my wife, you know, something similar. Nobody got sued or anything, but she made a hood, a standalone hood for just to wear to keep the wind and cold out of her hair and off the back of her neck. It was nice and big, comfortable, warm, all that. Years later, the spirit hoods came out, the ones that have the arm paw things on them. She's like, I should have patented and copyright my design, and this, that, and the other. She had it 6 before these things even came out, and now she's like, well, I'm basically fucked myself because I didn't know. But you have to
yeah.
realize that no matter what you're thinking about now, somebody has already thought about it and is probably right now. And then when you see it on TV, you're like, well, shit, there goes my idea right down the frickin' toilet.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
an idea like that one time, where you take your cell phone camera and take a picture, and whatever color that picture is, the software will identify it to match paint, basically. And then I swear to God, I thought of that, and the next day I went online, came out with it a week earlier.
Yeah,
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
it's shit like that is the way America and the way the world works.
Yeah.
And that's and some people legit good ideas, but no
Yeah.
way of implementing them. And then they tell their idea to somebody, like saying, I wish I could do da 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 da. And somebody
Mm.
overhears that, runs with it, and is now making dollars a year off of an idea that was said in conversation over a cup of coffee.
Yep.
And I'm
Or they
sure.
wrote a napkin or something. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
threw it away, and somebody saw writing and designs for something, took it and gave it to somebody and said, here, make, we're gonna go with this and we're gonna make some money off of it.
A lot like what happened to Tesla. Like, if I remember correctly, the biggest issue with what happened to him is that a lot of his design, like, he didn't do a good enough job copyrighting and saying like, yo, this is mine, don't touch it, da da da. So other people, your Edisons or whatever, could just go cherry pick technology and be like, this, I'll take this. Oh, I'll take that too. He didn't copyright it, and they just ran with it. Man was ahead of his time by like generations. He came up with some stuff. It's just like, holy crap, too good,
Oh
too
yeah.
good,
And
too.
artists the same thing all the time. Say you produce it, you draw something, a person, and somebody says, I like that. I'm going to see if I can't draw something like that. And they draw something that's like it, may use the same pose but use completely different subjects in their say somebody draws a picture of a person, laying down on the ground, and somebody draws Bugs Bunny laying in the same position, same background, well, almost same background, and that kind of posts it online, you're going to get into a fight over, you stole my design. No, I liked the way your pose looked. I wanted to copy the pose. There's no copyright. There's no patent or anything like that on a pose for a picture. That means that everybody that's done this, done the freaking thing is, fucking gonna sue somebody else. Stole my thing. I did that first.
Stole my duck lip.
That's basically what it's come down to.
Oh, that's because I see it all the time.
Goddamn truth.
Oh God. Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, I hear you, man. That's that's the stuff.
I hate to do it, man, but I think I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I think it's about that time. What? For almost
2 hours.
2 hours now. Yeah, hour and 45
got
minutes.
a good show in.
That was good, guys.
We got a good one in. Sorry, guys. Hashtag Chris.
Yep, Chris always fucks it up. Hashtag Chris always fucks up.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Both of you, Zach, Chris, really do appreciate it. I promise if I do come on the next time, if you guys are gracious enough to have me on again, I will have a proper video set up and not be that one guy in the middle just making random sayings in like that really aggressive picture. Like, who is that?
Yeah, this show awesome because one, it's initialed the WTF show for what the fuck, because 90% of
it can be anything.
It can be, but the reason why this show came about is I am Zeo Fox, and this is what I have. What does the fox say?
That's it.
Does the fox?
Yeah, and I haven't heard that one before. So
I'm sure you've heard that. Oh, that's good stuff.
Oh, it's always good.
Ding, 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 ding.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I look. I wish the both of you guys, the bottom of my heart, like the most success ever. This right here, this show, this medium, is fantastic. It literally is fantastic. And Sweet Doom just said
copyright. Yep, copyright. Yeah, you got to copyright it, man. Better go copyright Southern Fried Tech Talk before somebody down here figures it out.
Right.
Serious. Like, you please do, because next somebody comes up and is like, oh, this is our version of Southern Fried Tech Talk.
I'll be like, nah, you fucking posers. Let me show you how it goes.
Exactly. But
so,
yeah,
we drop our cell phones in crawfish boils, man. Like in boiling pot of crawfish. Like, this is Southern Fried Tech Talk. You can't take.
So why don't you guys go ahead with your shameless self-promotion, and then we'll get the hell on out of here.
You go ahead, Matt, since you're the guest.
Okay. Thanks for having me on, guys. I could be reached Twitter, Matthew NELSN. I'm there all the time, hanging out with these guys. I don't really stream on Twitch, but that's. Thanks again for having me. Worst promo ever.
It was good. I'm Chris Dude on TechTube. Y'all already know me. But you can find me on Twitter at Chris Dude and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Chris Dude on TechTube. So hope to see you.
Well, I want to thank you guys again for coming out and, supporting us in everything that we've done. Matt, for joining us on the show. It was absolutely a fantastic time. I would love to have you here again, for sure.
Yep.
And you know me, this is my channel. I am Zeo Fox. You can on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus if you search Zeo Fox, or right underneath my name, my picture, I am at Zeo_Arctic_ Fox on Twitter. I will be more than happy to chat with you guys. I'm very social, so don't be afraid to hit me up. I do not bite much.
Oh, thing, Soccer Guy 102. It will be uploaded to YouTube. Make sure you follow Zeo Fox on YouTube. You can see it, man. Sorry you tuned in late.
Oh yeah.
But thanks, guys. Really appreciate being on the show. Yeah, no problem, Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you need someone to come on, help move things along, hey, I'm your guy, man. Appreciate it.
Right.
Yep. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button. You know, all of those fun and happy help us out quite a bit. You know, get our name out there. And besides, for those watching this simulcast on Twitch, please don't be afraid to hit that donate button, because that button brings more stuff for you. Because to be honest, all the stuff that I get from YouTube and Twitch, guess what? Comes back to the user tenfold in better content, more games, and just all around more shenanigans.
Very true.
And until next time, guys, we'll see all of you on the interwebs.